everyone that loves themselves some test, some history, some wonderfulness. Welcome to Cricket for Americans. Nick here.
Gabe. Back to mush. Not Gaitonde anymore. Not the Night Watchman. Gabe Mush. How do we didn't lose, but it might as well have been a loss. India's B squad. It's his B squad. No Muhammad Shami. No Virat Kohli. No what's this boy's name? It's on the top of my tongue. I can't even think. Like how, Nick, how you can't make it up. You can't make it up.
Did you forget my boy Jadeja?
Oh God.
The injured one, even though my man Jadeja, he got an injection. He was padded up. If Fahari and Ashwin were not doing Herculean things, he was ready to go out there because he's a soldier. Woo! Sir Jadeja.
Bro, talk about Bahari. Bahari also got beat up. I will say that this goes to the point of you got to have those headhunters. You at least one on every team. You know, on England, it's Jofra Archer. He'll make you wear one, cousin. You know what I'm saying? Steve Smith knows about that. I don't think India has that enforcer, that guy that's going to just beat you up. And guys are up there, instead of worrying about scoring, they're just worrying about life and limb. You know what I'm saying, bro? Because think about it. In the last two test matches, from Muhammad Shami going down, who else got beat up that one test match for India? I know it was, I can't remember. He almost retired hurt. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? Like the Indian batsmen are taking some punishment, and you need that on the squad. It's part of the game. It's just part of the game. I remember being upset when in the series, the test, you saw Jofra Archer came in and rocked Steve Smith, and then at the end of the show, they're hanging out, drinking tea and eating crumpets. Is that tea and crumpets? Whatever. But you know what I mean? Like it's part of the game. So I learned to accept it. India just doesn't have that guy. But what they do have, oh my gosh, it's just warriors that do not stop. Bro, I'm disgusted. How? Oh my God, I'm disgusted.
So let me start this off so that Gabe can go call his wife to get a shoulder to cry on. So this is the third test match in this epic series. We were told months ago, Nick and Gabe, you've got to check Australia, India. In Australia, it's going to be one for the ages. These guys are two of the best squads. They're not the best. That's New Zealand right now. Mad props to them. But these are two of the best squads in the world. They're going to be duking it out. Last time, India made some history by beating Australia in Australia. So it's tied 1-1. And I was like, man, if India can get this win, that would be speaking volumes. But that's nigh impossible, right? In Australia against Australia. You're not going to do that, right? That's what we kept hearing, right? Excuse me. So we have a tied series 1-1 going into this game. And let me tell you something, Gabe. You may not remember this, but maybe you do. First innings, Australia was up 2-loss for 200. They were looking golden. Could you imagine telling them, not so fast, you're actually going to draw that up in 4 days? There's no way. This draw, and I've been reading all over the place, right? They're all saying this is going to be one that's going to be remembered for a long time. And of course, because they don't realize that CFA is in the game now, and we make these things happen. This draw, as much as I would love a win, this draw is going to go down as one of the biggest victories, in my opinion, based on this situation, based on where they're playing, and based on how they were so behind that I can remember in a long time, and I haven't known cricket that long. This was an amazing day for India cricket. If I'm an Australia fan, I am ticked. I am sick to my stomach. I feel like I got punched in the gut, girlfriend stolen from prom, car broken down. I'm talking to you, Daniel Russo. Everything else that's gone wrong is gone wrong. That's how I'm feeling right now. But you see the hat. You know who I root for. You know I bring some extra love. Look who that guy. Look who he roots for. Look what happens to him with his teams. Stop doing it to him, Gabe. Stop it.
I'll say this too. You know what I mean? It's one of those situations where we looked at the first series, right? The first test match of this series, right? And again, Australia won, but it was because of their bowling, right? There was that epic 36 all-out, unbelievable bowling performance by Australia. But what did I keep saying? You got to score. You got to score. You're not scoring enough. They hadn't scored 200 in any innings. 200 was their top in the first two test series, right? Guys, think about how many innings we're talking about here. And then I was upset. I was like, I'm done with Steve Smith. I broke up with Steve Smith. And of course, Steve Smith comes out and loses his mind. Both innings, the guy, he does his job. He said, oh, it's over? Finally? I'm done with game? Let me go perform now.
Later, he starts playing. I love it.
You know what I mean? Seconds later, he starts playing, right? Because I broke up with him after the loss, the Australia loss, that he didn't produce. Well, he produced this time. And it wasn't the batting, because the first innings, okay, we had 338. Second innings, 312. They put up the runs.
They declared.
And they declared. They put up the runs. And this is what hurts the most. And I guess we're going to jump into, again, guys, this is another installment of R3 Wickets, India versus Australia, right? Final test match of this 3-test match series.
No, there's one more.
There's one more? Is it 4? Oh, wow.
Series. 4. Yep.
Okay. Tim Paine. He was the hero in game 1, right? In the first test match. Because if it wasn't for him, we don't even get to that 36 all out in the second inning. That first inning, everybody got rocked. Okay, nobody could hit, and Tim Paine gave up 76. Bro, Tim Paine not only declared early, I might add, right? At 312, or maybe he declared too late, who knows? But not only did Tim Paine declare, but he dropped this test match. What do you have? 4 or 5 drops? 4 or 5 drops?
4 or 5 drops.
And he can't hit. And he can't hit this game. Everybody was like, listen, Gabe, Tim Paine doesn't do that all the time. He's a great captain, but he don't expect 76. Yeah, you're right. I don't expect 76, but give me 40, give me 50. Bro, you went out at like 5-1 game. You drop? Oh my god!
But he did get 39, and this was a mistake I made yesterday or 2 days ago in the stream. I said the same thing, and Dr. Jahan, big Australia fan, said, "Hey, he got 39 not out second inning." So I said, "Okay, you're right about that one."
I'm sorry, man. I know he's
a
captain.
Are we doing what you did not like, or we're still doing the recap?
What I did not like. Tim Paine, you're the captain. Fine, you can't. You're not rocking. Your stick's not hot. That's fine. But you cannot have those drops. You cannot have those. You're leading this team. You let your bowlers down. And to his credit, he even came out and said, I let my bowlers down. No excuse, okay? Go on ESPN Quick Info. Article right there. So I give the guy a credit. You know, most people like to blame other people. Or, he said, I let my team down. But this can't happen. This is our squad. This is India's B squad. We still ain't seen them at full strength. We haven't seen Kohli and Rohit Sharma at the same time. They don't got Muhammad Shami. Are you kidding me? Oh my God, bro, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. David Warner, the first inning, I know I was calling for him to come back. Was he not fit? Because he didn't look right, Nick. I mean, 5 runs the first inning, right? 5 runs, 13 runs the second inning. 2 innings, 18 runs. I could do that. Okay, no, I can't do that. I'm joking. But still, I'm saying, come on,
that wasn't
man.
Gator Warner. That was Doppelganger Warner.
That was Doppelganger Warner. That's not David Warner. Is he? I'm reading now. You go on ESPN Quick Info. You go on BuzzFeed, and they're talking about, he wasn't fit. Well, if you weren't fit, let them know. Let them know.
So they could have brought Joe Burns back. That would have been awesome.
Oh, don't start with Joe Burns. Don't you start with Joe Burns, bro. You can't make it up. And then I'm sorry. I'm gonna throw him under the bus. Okay, Cameron Green. I'm going to throw him under the bus right now. My man can rake, right? My man can rake. He can hit. What did he do? He got, and that's probably like 84 for 132. But I thought that they said this kid could bowl. I thought they said this kid was a wicket taker, a scout taker. You know what I mean? All the bowlers for the most part got rocked. But, man, we needed those. I don't understand it, man. 5 overs, right? You got 5 overs and Lobashenk. Why does Lobashenk even get 3 overs? Explain that to me. Lobashenk's not a bowler, man.
Because these guys are, besides Lyon, the top 3 guys, they're all pace, right? I mean, they're all pace. You got to give some rest in those guys. I don't know if I can agree on the Green one. I love giving hate on the teams that you love. Yeah, but Green only bowled a total of 12 overs.
Yeah, and in 7 overs, in the second inning, 7 overs, 31 runs. 443 economy. You love your economy rate. How many guys do that?
But he only
That's
bowled
almost a
7
economy
overs.
rate. Exactly, bro. 7 overs? Are you kidding me? And
It actually might have been worse if India decided they want to score in that second innings. They had decided, in my opinion, it was an article too, that when Punt went down, they're like, all right, we're not going to chase this score, not with one hamstring. We're just going to survive. So it could have been worse, but he just didn't bowl enough overs, I feel like. He's a young player. I'm going to defend him right here. He's a young player. He's an all-rounder. Maybe his bowling is not at the level of his batting yet, but that 84, that could have been proven huge.
I was so excited. Me and Jihan talked about him. Then they also had articles. This is the future of Australia, the next all-rounder. They're comparing him to Ben Stokes. You watch your mouth. I'm an Australia fan. You watch your mouth. He is not Ben Stokes. Are you kidding? A 7 for 31, 443. Come on, economy rate, dude. It's I can't believe this happened because here's the thing. Now in the fourth test match, you're probably gonna get Virat Kohli back, probably Rohit Sharma. They're not back yet.
Listen, wow. This is, and I don't know how test usually works non-quarantine. Maybe they only have a list of like 15 guys and that's it the entire series. But with quarantine, even if they wanted to bring Virat back or someone back, they got to be sitting in the bubble for a few weeks first. So there's no chance. The guys that they are, the cupboard is bare. It's bare. I'm hoping they have enough guys just to fill the 11 squad for the next match because they have so many guys injured, somewhat injured. Jadeja is definitely probably going to have to be forced to play. Vihari, they have guys that are subs that hopefully there's enough. We have a Saha on the wings and whatnot. But as far as I know, they'll let me know if I'm wrong. Virat's not coming back this series.
Hopefully that you can't lose at home to a depleted India team. Then what do you think is going to happen when you go to India? What do you think when you're going to an Asian pitch? Are you kidding me? They better step up next game. I mean, again, that's what I disliked. I mean, it was just frustrating yesterday seeing, and as I'm at work, I'm watching them like they're not even trying to score. Guys, take those scalps. And they couldn't. Vihari was impressive. So was Ashwin. I'll let you talk about that when you talk about what you like. But, Nick, there has to be something. I know that India, this was a huge game for India that they drawed it out. But what did you not like?
Oh, there's definitely a lot not to like, okay? And I am not going to use the excuse. And, India's not making the excuse either as far as what I've read. I'm not going to use the excuse. I don't know which Indian player it was. Maybe it was someone in the chat. I'm getting mixed up where they said, this is not a B team. This is our squad right now. So I liked that. I'm not going to use that excuse. I'm going to add something to what you said about Tim Paine because I always try to double jinx, right? I always try to jinx your squad by giving some love. It finally worked because in the day 4 stream, I was really impressed with Tim Paine at that point. I said, this guy is a stud. This guy's one of the best leaders I've seen in tests from the squads we've seen. Man, did I jinx that guy. Because there was a point yesterday, and I'll get to this a little bit more on what I like because what I like is going to be a long segment. There was a point yesterday in the last 2 hours when I jumped on Ozjad's stream. What's up? Cricket 4S 2.0. Go check him out. Like and subscribe to his channel. He was streaming the last few hours, and I was joining him, listening to him, where Australia, they had no answers. You can tell on Lyon's face. He was frustrated. And then it got to the point where they started appealing everything that was somewhat close. They started making tons of noise. They did everything they could because they had no answers. They could not get those two guys out no matter what. And then there was one point, I believe, in between one of the breaks. I don't want to get too much into this, but I'm going to mention it just once, where Steve Smith, from what I heard, he was covering up the marks from either Vihari or Ashwin on the pitch, which you're not supposed to do that. And I guess no one really brought it up in the commentator box. So you can tell from those actions, if that's true, it was just reported to me that they were getting really desperate. They had no answers. But what did I not like from the Indian side? The cover up the pitch thing, I did not like that from the Australian side. What did I not like from the Indian side? Listen, you started off in a horrible position. You can't get just 2 wickets off 200 in that first innings. It could have gone way worse. It's miraculous that they got 8 lost for the next 138 in that innings. It really is. Super impressive. But I saw it in the ODI series. I saw it in the T20 series, but mostly in the ODI series because T20 is only 20 overs. They are not able to get those necessary early wickets, even when they have poor openers from Australia. I don't know all the numbers. I don't have them all in front of me from the other 2 test matches previously. But even with Burns and even with Wade not scoring a lot of runs, they saw a lot of balls. We've got to get some early wickets. And not just that, but we've got to get the important wickets. I think maybe they did get some early wickets when they got those 2 wickets early on, one in the 7th over, the next one in the 106th over. It wasn't until, the 4th over and the 35th over. It wasn't until the 71st and 77th they got the 3rd and 4th wickets. You can't let Steve Smith and Labuschagne just take over the game. And that's exactly what your boys did. I don't want to get into it, steal your thunder from you, but you've got to have an answer for them. Injured or not injured, you've got to have an answer for them. But if we're talking about the bowling, and that in Australia, you've got to have that pace. You've got to have that bowling because these guys can all go off. We got to have something better than Saini. I'm sorry. I know Azjad in his recap from this match, he had mentioned, or maybe it was his stream. I think it was his stream. He mentioned that he felt Saini was one of the better bowlers because he got 2 huge wickets, 2 absolutely huge wickets. He got Pukovsky, the opener, who was looking, decent in the previous innings, and he got Stark. I don't know if those are huge innings. Nothing to take away from him. Let's look at the second innings. He got 2 other huge wickets. Maybe this is the ones he was referring to, where he got Labuschagne. There you go. And he got Wade. Those are 2 big wickets, right? But with someone like Saini, he had an economy rate of 3.5, but all the economy rates were not that great. And you're right. I do love the economy rate stat. And then he had a 5 in the first innings. A 5 in the first innings. They only got 6 wickets in that second innings. Declaring is a tough situation. I am rarely, even though I like to do it, Joe Root, going to second guess the captain's decision to declare because there's just so many factors involved. But you're right. Did he do it too early? Did he do it too late? It didn't work out either way because I believe you had India bowlers on the ropes and you kind of gave them a break. But I understand why he did it then, so I'm not going to second guess it too much. But the bowling has got to do a better job. I'm not going to complain too much about the batting from India because they got a 244 and then a 334 when they didn't have a full squad, when they didn't have their full complement of guys out there. It was very, very impressive. But the main thing, again, I don't like about the batsmen is the tail end. This tail end, until yesterday, until Ashwin, and we knew Ashwin was the best batsman of the tail end. Right. That other tail end cannot wag whatsoever. Got to get that fixed. But once again, with all these things stacked against India, it's amazing they got a draw. I mentioned it in day 3 of our stream. I said, are we going to get a draw? Are we going to be able to do this when they
I remember that. I was like, what are you talking about?
Everyone was clowning me. And I'm not saying I'm a prognosticator because I got a lot of things wrong, but I saw that there was a chance for it, and I saw in Australia, injuries, these kind of circumstances, that might be our best option. I can't believe it actually happened, though.
Let me get to what I liked. I liked it, but it hurt. Steve Smith finally performed. And you got to see an innings from this guy. Not only the 131 runs, but 226 balls, 226 deliveries. The guy was a savage. And mind you, he got run out. It wasn't like, they bowled him out. This was Steve Smith. This is the guy who I saw the highlights who will go up there and will be out there all day long. Again, Labuschagne doing Labuschagne things. 91 runs. I'm talking about the first inning, 196 balls. Those guys combined were scored 200 plus runs. They were savages. Pukovsky also did good. 62 runs on 110 balls. Like I mentioned, David Warner, if he was hurt, should have never come. He should have told him, I'm not ready, guys. You know what I mean? Like, you hurt your team. But 5 and 13. He gave you 18 runs in 2 innings, guys. That's not David Warner. That's not acceptable, all right? It is what it is. I'm not going to harp on that anymore. But back to my point, Nick, first innings, right? They scored 338 runs. You're like, man, some guys must have gone off. Nope, only 3 guys. 62, 5, 91, 131, 13 from Wade, and then the next was Mitchell Stark, 24. You talk about India's tail doesn't wag. Cameron Green, that's why I was disappointed, went out on a duck that first innings.
At least they got 24 from one of them.
And we got to see, what Cameron Green did. But that's what I'm saying. This tail end, doesn't wag itself. You know what I mean? On the bowling side, again, it was like that first inning was so different. Patty Cummings, right? 4 wickets. He had almost a 5 for really. 4 wickets, 134 strike rate. Great first inning. Great first inning. I don't understand giving Lovishank's not really an all-rounder. They gave him 3 overs, and then they gave Cameron Green 5 overs. Why? Why does Lovishank get any overs at all? Let Cameron Green, work off the green, so to speak, right? He's new. That's what we call new guys. He's new to the test team. Let him work those things out. I don't understand them. And Lovishank gave up 11 runs in 3 overs. Cameron Green, 11 runs in 5 overs. So you can tell who's the real bowler there. He is the future. He's an all-rounder. I just didn't understand that. You know what I mean? Again, second innings, Warner went down for 13. Pekowski went down on a beautiful ball. All right. And again, they only scored 23 together. But now here goes Lovishank, 73. Here goes Steve Smith, 81. Nick, when's the last time we saw Steve Smith go back-to-back like this? Not a stream I watched, not a game I watched. He hates me. I officially break up with him, and he hates me. He would have put 200-plus runs in this series. Are you kidding me? But it's okay, guys. Australia fans, don't fret. I'm not getting back together with him. Don't worry. I subscribe to Don't Text Your Ex. He won't be getting that late-night drunken text from me. It's all good. It's all good, all right? It's over between us. But, man, again, I got to say, our complaint last test series was, Australia can't score more than 200 runs. You know what I mean? Guess what? Without those top guys scoring 100, how often are you going to get 130 out of Steve Smith? How often are you going to get – you're still worried about the rest of that team. But I got to say, it's what I liked. Nick, what did you like? And, I mean, you've got a long list, brother, so I'll wait.
I don't know what's a longer list, Santa's list or my list right here, because holy cow, there was a lot I liked. All right, so I'm going to start off with Rohit Sharma. I heard a lot of complaints in the stream about Rohit Sharma. Listen, this guy has not been fit since the IPL, right? This guy has been out of it. He's trying to nurse things up. He gets in the bubble. He's waiting around. This is his first action. This is the ODI king. He's playing some tests right now, obviously. This guy still did really, really well. If it wasn't for the Cotton Bowl by Hazelwood, whatever, not the best shot by him. And then I hated the shot he took in the second innings when he was going. He had like a 6 and like a 4, and he was going for another 6. They told me in the stream that's a typical shot for him, so I guess it's what he does. Didn't love that. Went right to Stark. If Stark wasn't there, it would have been a 6, whatever. I thought you had to be a little more careful there. I still felt like I saw the hitman, especially in that second innings. This guy, he's got a little bit of test under his belt now in 2021. Watch out for this guy. Shubman Gill. I hear Shubman Gill's potential future father-in-law is Sachin. He's been hanging a lot with Sachin because this guy, he made me, realize who's Paddy Cole. Why do I keep calling for Paddy Cole? Because Shubman Gill, he is the real deal, Shubman Gill. This guy knows what he's talking about. Talk about the future of Australian cricket. You can do it all you want. This guy is the here and now, the present and future of India cricket.
Let me double check. He had a 50 in his first test match as well, right? So 2 test matches, 2 50s. Somebody want to keep telling me he's not a test player? Just say it. Just say it.
He got 50 in the first one, and then he got 30 in the second. There was a lot of like 50, 51s, and then they go out. Pujara got a 52, 50 as well in that first innings. But I love Shubman Gill. Pujara, he drives me crazy with his style, but I get it. You need that style. You're not going to have everyone get that high strike rate. You're not going to have everyone get that 50 or 100. But Pujara is just going to drive you nuts. He's going to sit there forever. And talk about Pujara, I feel like Vihari and Ashwin did the best Pujara impression of all time yesterday. But this guy has the test mentality. Okay, I'll be out there for 5 hours, no problem. Sometimes he goes down early, and it drives me nuts. But that's who he is. That's what Pujara does. Fantastic. He got another 50. What else is new? He loves playing in Australia. I'm not going to mention Rahane. I was not too impressed, but his team was able to pull out a draw, so I'll give him some captain love there. Punt, right? We know this guy can go off. We know this guy got 97. And like Gabe had told me off camera, Gabe said the greatest thing, he's like, he got out doing the punt thing, right? I mean, he can't help himself. He got 97. You're almost at 100. I don't care. I want to swing at this shot and then get caught. I mean, you can't make this stuff up, can you, Gabe?
You know what? Here's the difference. We were calling for Pan. People were saying, "Nah, Pant's not the keeper." And he started off having a horrible in that first innings. Part of that 338, which we don't talk about, was the 3 huge drops that Pont had. Huge drops. And yes, his defense is still lacking. But again, I don't see Saha being able to put up 97. I'm sorry. I don't see who's the other keeper they have? It's on the tip of my tongue. Right, I can't think. You know what I mean? Now, KL Raul hasn't even got a shot to keep because they're like, he definitely can't keep. Even though I feel like defensively, at least in the IPL, he was passable, right? KL Raul was passable, at least I think so. But man, you know, like this is why you put a Pant in there ahead of a Saha. Saha's not gonna. Pant saved this game. Bottom line, you know how you could drop a match. Tim Paine dropped the match for Australia. Punt drew this match because he went out there and said, not today, not on my watch, and was out there raking. He could have got to 100 if he showed patience. But like Nick said, he did Pantian things. Like, I like this one.
he can't help himself. When Ricky Ponting's getting interviewed, he can't help himself but do the interview bomb. He just can't. But listen, he dropped this match early on with those drops, and he totally redeemed himself with that 97. And I think it was Vihari or Ashwin that said in the post conference, he had mentioned how his knock is what got him back into it. And they told themselves, you know, that's got us into it. We have a chance, not at a win, but at a draw. So he's absolutely fantastic. I love Jadeja. I love his grit. I love his spirit. I love him. Yeah, you know, we didn't see the Excalibur out this time, but he shows why he is a knight of the round table because he said, give me the injection. Cut me, Mick. Cut me. I'm good to go. I don't care about the pain. Let's get out there and let's rock it. And I wouldn't have been surprised if he would have done some amazing things if they needed him to in that situation. Let me tell you about 2 things that are kind of serendipitous, really. The best thing that could have happened was Pont got injured in the elbow so you can get Saha there fielding in the second innings because he was catching every edge that came close to him, which was fantastic. And then Pont was hitting. If we can get a combo of Saha fielding and Pont hitting, I would take that. The other serendipitous thing is Ashwin went out on 10 the first innings because the guy can't run. I thought I was the slowest adult male of all time. I am incredibly slow when I run. Gabe can be injured, broken leg. He'll still beat me in a foot race. I'm so slow. I found someone I can beat. In a foot race. But listen, he gets I didn't work out because that was Vihari that got the hamstring. I was gonna say the best thing that happened to Ashwin was a hamstring injury because the guy can't run either, but that was Vihari. So that cool little serendipitous moment went away. And let me talk about the bowlers real quick because I got one last thing I want to say about what I really loved about India as a team overall. The bowlers, really, really fantastic. Horrible start, but you got Jadeja with those 4 wickets. Were those probably the 4 biggest wickets in this match? You probably could say that because they came near the end. They came when they had to close that door shut, got him to the tail end, and that's all she wrote for Australia. You're right about the tail end not wagging. As far as the second innings, you know, Saini really redeemed himself. Maybe he proved himself. Hey, this is my first one, guys. Give me a break. Calm down. Even though the guy can't bat whatsoever, he can't defend a bouncer at all. 3 in a row, and the third one got caught because he can't lift that bat up high enough or he can't deaden that ball to defend it. The bowlers were great. They weren't amazing, in my opinion, but they were admirable. You give up 300 plus each time. I'm not really going to sing your praises too much, but we had some big wickets. But this is the thing I absolutely loved. Gabe knows, anyone from this channel that's been around for a while, they know I love myself a good story. That's why I love movies. I love a good story. And when I was a kid, the first story I thought about how I wanted to make into a movie was I thought to myself, it'd be so cool if you have a baseball player that's the home run hitter, like the guy from The Natural, but then he gets hit in the leg and he can barely walk. And how cool would it be and how dramatic would it be? He's on one leg hitting a home run to win the game. I always thought that'd be fantastic. That's what my man Vihari did. That's what my man Ashwin did. They had their backs against the walls. You got Pont with the 97. It was a whole team effort. But Vihari had one leg, for crying out loud. They had to draw for another 3 or 4 or 5 hours, and he's got one hamstring. And he says, I got you. Listen to this line. To me, this is equivalent to a century. This guy saw 161 balls on one leg. He only scored 23, but I don't care. 161 balls. And then Ashwin, you got to have that partnership. This was the first partnership that I loved that didn't score a bazillion runs. 128 balls. He had a few more runs, but Ashwin protect Vihari. There was a point, Gabe, 40 balls in a row, no runs. They just defended and defended and defended. They used the bat in a different way than scoring those centuries. They used the bat to defend that wicket. They protected that wicket like it was Grogu, Baby Yoda. They never let anything happen to that thing. And to me, that gives me goosebumps. That gets me pumped up. When I see two guys, and it was a whole squad, but especially those two guys, when they put the whole team on their back and they said, we got this. I don't care if it's Australia. I don't care if Nathan Lyon is bowling out of his mind right now. I don't care if Cummins is bowling out of his mind right now. We got this. And there was nothing that Australia could do to prevent that draw. And it was one of the most amazing things I've seen. And I'm not even having been in cricket that long. I loved it.
You know, what did I learn? I learned a few things. First and foremost, I learned that, you know, the reason I love Test so much is because, again, I can't think of another sport where a draw would be celebrated as much as it is. But that's only because a win is so huge in Test, okay? Cricket, especially Test cricket, a win is so hard. Those wickets are so precious and so hard to come by. And as I'm watching this, bro, I was day 1 and 2 when I saw that 338 score, knowing what our bowling normally does. I said, it's over. After the second, I pulled a nick. It's over. What? India out 244?
Oh, I said that day 4 too. I was wrong.
244, but you just never know. And the ups and downs is amazing. And I just learned that this game, man, is the purest form. And what you do see is the skill that it takes. You know, that's a valuable skill, like you said, Nick. Being able to be out there all day, not necessarily look to play your shots, but look to defend that wicket. And not everybody can do that. Not everybody can do that. That's why some of these guys that we love from T20 and ODI from the IPL, you know, you see that they wouldn't be able to defend that wicket that way. Think about, we make a joke out of it with the Pantonian dismissals. But Dewan, right? He's known for getting his 50 and I'm out. You know what I'm saying? You're getting dismissed on silly shots because they're just too aggressive. And the patience it takes to play Test is truly, it's not just a game of skill physically. It's also a mental game. You know what I mean? It would be easy to get deflated and say, oh man, we're chasing 407. It's done, cousin. You know what I mean? No, this is Australia at home. How are we going to defend 407 with 10 wickets? They defended that 407 with 10 wickets. And they, you know, if you, like I said, if Pant doesn't go down there, something breaks different, they might have even gone for a win. They could have even gone for a win. So it was that close of a game, you know. There was something else I was going to mention where, you know, a couple of the Indian players got verbally abused. And we have that happen again here in American sports, okay? And for fans, like, listen, again, I talked to you about my brother-in-law and the first time we took him to American sporting event. It's a football game. I can't remember who was playing. But we're sitting in the stands, you know, shoulder to shoulder with the opposite fans. And they're like, he's like, bro, in England, they separate us with plexiglass, mate. Are you kidding me? And I'm like, listen, fans, guys, we're passionate. Yes, we're passionate. But there is a line, and there are lines you cannot cross. And those fans absolutely crossed that line. I'm glad that security and everybody else dealt with that situation. Everybody involved, we're talking about, you know, obviously because we're in Australia. So, you know, there's no place for that. There's no place for that in the game. You know, racial slurs and epithets. No, that can't happen. I remember just watching the cool, though, to come back that second inning like it's nothing and say, all right, I'm going to come out here and I'm still going to rock. You know what I'm saying? So good on you for not letting that get in your head or whatnot. And, you know, as far as fans, you know, I've said some choice things to umpires, not even as a fan, as a coach, you know what I mean? But it's never crossed that line where, okay, now it's personal. It's something where, you know, especially with racial things. Now, you know, I might say, hey, are they paying you for this game? I might question his integrity. Like, bro, you need some glasses. I got some contacts, whatever, stuff like that. But I'm never gonna take it to that next level. But I just wanted to mention that. But definitely, I learned that man, this is why I love tests, and it's no matter what, it's the best format, bro. Because think about it, day one, if it was just day one, right? We get that first inning, basically ODI, right? I would have been like, done, Nick, it's over, cousin. And you just never know. And it's having to just play out those 4 innings, over 4 or 5 days and get that last wicket. It ain't an easy thing, brother. It ain't an easy thing. And being able to draw out a game, like, oh my gosh, you know what I mean? Like I said, I'm in the stream following Ozjad and everybody in there talking. They're counting down overs, 7 overs left, 6 alive. Like, for the love of Pete, get a wicket. You know what I mean? Like, it was amazing. It was amazing. No matter what side you're on, it was exciting.
It was absolutely unbelievable. The racism thing is absolutely ridiculous. I mentioned it a few times in the stream. You can't do that. You can't. And I was mentioning on the stream that I've heard so many horrible things from fans as well at sporting events that I've been here in the States. But you just can't have that line that you said. You can't cross that. Usually the things I hear is like, you suck or you're ugly or whatever it is. You can't cross that line. This match was incredible. I learned, like you learned, you just never know in test. There is no American sport that I can think of right now besides old school boxing with the 15 rounds where you have a feat as amazing as what these test players do when they sit in there for hours. Cameras on there, fans are yelling and shouting at you, and you're up there for hours. You can't think about anything else. You have to just be locked in. What's more impressive to you, Gabe? A guy that gets a first-round knockout or a guy that's going to lose on points because he's getting pummeled but lasts all 15 rounds?
Oh, come on. Listen, that's what Rocky is based on. Chuck Webner, the nobody who came in, actually dropped Muhammad Ali in like the third round, and Muhammad Ali was shocked. And they said they'd never seen a man get beat like that before, and he would not go down. And even Muhammad Ali afterwards said, "This man took a beating it just impressed him." I'm getting goosebumps just talking about it. You know what I mean? Like, no, you have to beat me. You have to beat me. And that's what I love about this. I'm glad you used that analogy. It's not just that the clock ran out, cousin. It's not just that. It's you have to beat me. And that's that mano-y-mano kind of thing. Oh, man, great analogy there, bro. And it is. And you know what? Australia, we had the chance, and we could not beat them. We had to, and we could not beat them.
And it's my favorite line from Rocky. I mention it all the times. I saw you beat that man like no man ever got beat before, and the man kept coming after you. Gives me goosebumps. It gets me excited. I'm so proud to be a fan of Indian cricket and to have them show this up. Australian fans, I'm telling you, this was a big draw right here. This is injuries to so many different guys. No Virat Kohli, paternity leave. No this guy, no that guy. And a draw after you lost to India in Australia. Now they're going to Brisbane. Now they're going, the fourth test match. You have no idea what's going to happen. You have no idea if India has enough healthy guys, but these guys did not quit. These guys did not go down. I totally claimed it was going to be over in the fourth when they declared in day 4. I was totally wrong. This was such an impressive match to watch. And I do claim some credit because I'm watching them, because there's something about the magic of Nick the last few months, and there's something about Mush over there. Where's he at? There he is. And I'm absolutely loving it. Guys, thank you so much for checking out our thoughts and our 3 wickets. I'm sure we missed some stuff. I'm sure there's some more controversial things that happened. There was a whole lot that we can talk about this match for years to come, and I'm glad we were all part of it. Stay safe out there. Love one another, for crying out loud. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time.
That's 6 runs.